Hello and welcome. I'm Melanie Hayden of the Healing Cocoon, and I am your host for this interview with my guest, Heather Cameron, music therapist. Heather is joined today with her family members, Kayleigh and Andrew and Logan the dog, and we might even get to see Roger, her husband, come in today. Just a little bit about my background. I've been practicing massage therapy for over 25 years. My practice has always been focused on health and wellness and providing my clients with resources to sustain and maintain their health and well-being far beyond the massage room. I've created and hosted professional conferences, local retreats with speakers, and have over 13 years of experience bringing educators and students together into the virtual classroom as a founder of the World Massage Conference. I'm merging my technical skills with my passion for sharing wellness resources by interviewing some experts, professionals, and folks who have a lot of experience in supporting strong relationships and healthy lifestyles. Heather and her family is joining us today from Nova Scotia, Canada, the place that I call the epicenter of joy, with its incredible kitchen party music culture and home to some of the most loving, kind, supportive, community-based folks that you will ever find on the planet. Hello, Heather. Welcome to the video podcast room. It's wonderful to have you and your family. Hi, Kayleigh.
Yay, hi. Thanks for having me, Mel.
Awesome. So you're a music therapist, and I don't know if a lot of folks know what a music therapist is. So can you start by sharing that with us?
Well, sure. I could tell you a little bit about what I do. A music therapist works with people, it could be any age, it could be any ability, in hospitals, in daycares, in long-term care facilities, in schools, working with people who may have special needs, and we basically use music to achieve non-musical goals. And so my position
He's a very happy camper.
My position right now is in the long-term care facility, so I work a lot with dementia, and I use music to help relieve isolation, to help bridge social connections, and to basically, music is a wonderful tool that we use to reminisce and to bring people into the present moment and to forge meaningful relationships with, especially in long-term care. And so, yeah, I think that there are just endless possibilities for music therapists, but it is evidence-based, and we do, go to school, and there is a long certification process for it, and there is a governing body, of course, as well, our Canadian Association of Music Therapists.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
How did you get into music therapy?
Well, I was in my fourth year in a Bachelor of Arts degree, and I was doing a project on music and well-being, and I typed in these two words into a Google search engine, and music therapy came up. So that's when the first time I ever heard of it, and it brought me to the school in Wolfville, Nova Scotia. Acadia University teaches music therapy, and so I applied like within weeks after discovering, and that is how I came. It just made perfect sense to me, and it was just like I wasn't sure what I was doing at that point, moving forward, and that was like it just landed that day. That's what I was meant to be doing.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, you have a musical background, right? Like you
Yes.
grew up with music.
Yeah.
So what was that like in your family?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the earliest pictures is of my dad playing the guitar, and me being probably, Andrew's age, roughly, sitting in a bouncer chair on the kitchen table as my dad is learning how to play guitar. He learned in his 20s when his kids were young, and my mom had some musical training. And so she would really help him sing in tune with the chords that he was playing, because he wasn't like naturally, it wasn't easy for him to learn music, and he didn't learn it as a child. So it'd take him a little bit, but he had my mom to guide him, and he absolutely, he's a wonderful musician, and he really fostered the love of music in all of us. So my brothers and my sister, they took music lessons, and I started music lessons when I was 4 because I wanted to so bad, because they were doing it and I wanted in. And so my mom actually had a friend take me before the piano teacher would take me at the age of 5, just to kind of get going. And so I studied piano and fiddle and bagpipes because my sister played the bagpipes, and then eventually guitar because my dad and my brother played guitar, and singing just came along with that somewhere along the road.
Wow, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
So now you're teaching that to your kids, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
and
that's it.
involved in your family.
Yes, that's right.
And your husband plays, so you all play together, and you have your own band as well.
And you play the drum.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, and I know that that Andrew's dad is there cheering him on, but we
Yes.
can't see him right now. So this is a real family affair, and I think, you know, in the middle of this, we're filming in March in 2020, and we're in the middle of a new sort of new normal for right now, where the kids are all home, where the family's home, where we're all working out of home. But your job is actually takes you out of the house right now still, so you're still going to your primary care center.
Yeah. So, and I was up until last Thursday. We spoke last Wednesday, and the next day I woke up with such a sore throat. I knew I needed an antibiotic. So I actually am out of the long-term care for 2 weeks because I had to go to the doctor and I had to go to the pharmacy, and I got, you know, my throat infection is like much better. But yeah, that's how crazy it is. We can't even go to the doctor. It disrupts our normal, you know, our normal. And so I'm home right now. I'm teaching music lessons online, and I will be returning. Well, obviously we'll reassess April 9th when the 2-week period for me is up, what it's like. But actually that's just something that's so cool. I studied and I graduated Acadia University in 2005, and it was only like a year and a half ago that I became a permanent employee, that I became a permanent position as a music therapist working in a long-term care facility. And so if it wasn't for that position, then I wouldn't be, you know, have anything outside of the home for work. And obviously everybody who's working is in essential services, and for music therapy to be an essential service, I think it's just awesome.
That's really fabulous. And you've worked a lot and you've had to advocate a lot. And clearly, the demonstration that the benefits of it are well known now. And as you say, they're evidence-based. So what's sort of a typical day then for you at work? Like, what does that look like?
Okay. We're at my long-term care facility. We have 202 beds, and so it is a large nursing home, and we have I'm going to say 5 different units that we could go to. And so I would kind of bridge my day and how many days a week I'm working, 3 or 4 days a week. I would bring in the guitar one day, the fiddle one day, and actually have a music class of children and their parents come in with 10 grandfriends from the center, and we do that on Saturday mornings. And so my Tuesdays I do sing, like time for tunes, and which are generally sing-alongs with the guitar. And I have some target residents who have been referred to music therapy that may not attend other programs available to them, and so I try and try and influence them to come out, or I will go and play for them in their room, and then maybe have them follow me, if at all possible, into a group setting. So yeah, so I'll do that throughout the day. And we do the documentation, and I take so many requests. That is a huge part of my job, as well as playing music that is meaningful to the residents. And so I have an ever-growing collection of songs. It's music therapy is about using the music that is individualized. And so certainly what is relaxing or what is exciting or what is motivating for me is not going to be true for you necessarily. So yeah, so it's very much building relationships, and then getting to know the music that works. And I mentioned which instrument I might bring on a day. I bring the fiddle on Fridays, and we called it Fiddle Fridays for a while. It's just, I think it's such a hot, like, with the generation that is in nursing homes, they grew up with Doll Messer Show. They grew up with the old time fiddling and, you know, really going to music dances with fiddles. And so having old time fiddling in my back pocket is such a huge card that I have to play, because it brings out so many people, and it just takes them to a time where, oh, they'll tell me that's just like, you know, my father used to play, or that's just what it reminds me of. And you just get so many positive stories, and you get such a good feeling in a group when you play music that's so meaningful to them.
Right. Oh, that's fabulous. What an incredible gift to bring people. Incredible gift. So let's shift a little bit and talk about children. How do we support our children, especially when we're at home with everybody?
Yes.
What are some of the ways that we can involve our kids in music therapy? And how do we integrate that into our daily life?
Yeah, sure. I think, do you have an idea, Kayleigh? Okay, Kayleigh wants to share.
So, I play the fiddle and the piano, and my mom, when she was homeschooling me, she got me to do a writing assignment and an art assignment, and the art assignment was to create a musical instrument out of like paper or cardboard or whatever I could find.
Wow.
And I made three. I made a shaker, a drum, and it's not a reel, but it's a violin.
She made it beautiful. You should grab that. Would you mind?
Wow, yeah, show us that. Oh, that's really cool. So you can make instruments.
Yeah. So as part of her daily homeschool, she has to practice her instrument. So anybody who takes, you know, as a lot of children study piano or guitar or drum. Andrew, you'll get your turn, I promise.
He's into the vocals. That's so awesome.
We never had, like, because we're used to running around and we're used to being so busy, we have so much more time now to practice and really hone these skills. So Kayleigh did a research project. She does her music practice, and she did a crafting project. And so here are some of the things that she's done.
Oh, can you talk just to the, yeah, there we go. We lose your voice. Okay. Oh, wow, this is what you made.
This is her violin.
Has yarn for strings, a bridge that's up.
Oh, we can't see your head now, honey. There we go. Okay, you're good.
It has a bow that has string on it. Yeah. And
So that's a great way to even learn about what an instrument is and how it's kind of shaped and what are the different pieces of it.
Absolutely, yeah. And then here comes.
That's cool.
they're really easy to make because all you need is like a stick.
Okay.
And a like container. I used the old tea container that has a lid and put some rice in it.
Ah, that's fabulous.
And then I made an African drum.
Wow. Wow, so you designed it and decorated it?
I did. I think it, as an art piece, it is just gorgeous. I love this art that she made.
It is. Well done. So now you're looking at culture, another culture, you're looking at drawing. So that really brings out your creativity. So how did that feel for you to make all those, Kayleigh?
It was really fun because I experimented with a lot of designs. Like for this, at first I glued pom-poms on, but they all fell off, so I decided to just make dots instead. And it was really fun because it was just like there's no wrong when you're making musical instruments. There's no wrong way to really make anything.
That's fabulous. So you encourage other kids to do that? Awesome. Awesome. Okay, I love that. So
we all have rice and macaroni, you know, and some kind of a container.
Right.
Do you remember when we did I don't know if it was an International Women's Day or one of the events that you hosted in Calgary, and I had like 20 coffee cans that we were playing?
Yes. Yes. Now I remember that.
It doesn't have to be fancy. I guarantee you, we all have music making equipment in the house, you know?
Awesome. So getting creative with that can bring the family together. Okay. Fabulous. Now, what about listening to music? Like, is there a way that we can incorporate, you know, obviously the stuff that we love, and like you said, things that lift us up and perk us up and make us dance, or things
Yeah,
that can calm us down and get us
yeah.
into more of a, you know, a sleep zone, or just bringing the nervous system down?
Yeah, for sure. Again, I think that's hugely like individualized. I love to listen to maybe Celtic relaxation. Maybe I'll type that into YouTube or something.
Oh,
Or,
okay.
some of my favorite artists are kind of soothing women, singing, and I'll put that on, and that can just kind of bring me down if I feel at all stressed. And, just knowing what's right for you. And there's endless playlists that you can find on YouTube, or music for mindfulness, maybe like a progressive relaxation if you like that kind of a guidance of, somebody could be taking you through tightening and relaxing your muscles, and you could certainly look into that if you like that sort of direction, maybe to help. Yeah, I think there's just very much I would encourage you to explore and just kind of try out a couple of different things. But I think just using music intentionally. So say you pick a song to get you going in the morning, or pick a song like with a break. I know kids at school, they're so used to working in routine. So we've been kind of going hour by hour. So 8 o'clock we do this, 9 o'clock we do this, 10 o'clock we do this, and maybe
Sometimes mommy puts on soft background music.
Oh, great.
Like
While you're
when,
studying.
like when
yeah.
in the morning when we're coloring or reading, when she puts on background music, it's just like
Fabulous. And that helps you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Great stuff.
And I think
sometimes when I want to listen to music, I have this huge collection of CDs, so I just put a CD on my CD player and I just listen to them.
Okay, so you can figure out the type of music that you need too, right? And you have your own stash of music and your own resources. Awesome. And then you play as well.
Yeah, I can play some fiddle or maybe ukulele.
she's
Fabulous.
very good at the ukulele.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's fabulous. So do you have a favorite story that you can share of a really incredible experience? You probably have hundreds of them, I would imagine. So it might be hard to pick, but do you have a story that you can just share with us about an experience that really brought it home for you, about, you know, like one of those things where it lifts you up so much and you just go, that's why I do this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lady at the nursing home that I work at, and she is very often seen wandering, and they're in wheelchairs, but she's kind of aimlessly wandering the halls, and she's calling out, and she seems like she's in a lot of distress, or she's not physically, or she's physically there, but it's really hard to access her mentally and in the moment. And for just a lot of what I do is intuitive, or it's trial and error. When you don't necessarily get somebody say, this lady would like fiddle music, or people don't often know what it is that will reach somebody, and certainly it doesn't always work. So it's this one day, this lady was sitting here, and I started to playing the fiddle, and she started nodding to the music with me, and then it's like her eyes are half closed all the time, and then her eyes just open up, and you could really
Wow.
see this person. And she was nodding with me, she was mimicking like the tapping that I was doing as a fiddler. We got this one leg, and she was doing that, and she was laughing, she would look at other people making eye contact, and so it's been a really interesting, this lady, it really draws the attention of the staff, and the staff notice, and they're like, we never see her like this. We never see her
Wow.
smile. We never. And so this has been just, I think, really one of the biggest eye-opening for the power of music, and in the home. And it's been a great piece to share with staff and to educate staff on how music therapy can help. But again, it doesn't work every time, and so it's still, for me, it's like, what's this magic? But then more often than not, I find if I play the fiddle, and like I say, she's often calling out, and it's really I want to say it's challenging behaviors, as people are isolated, and institutionalized essentially, and very little family to visit them. And so when we can bring out fiddle music and have this connection and have this, magical happening. The other day I was playing for her, and you just kind of lean in and she's chuckling, and
Wow.
she reached out for a hug and a kiss. And I've like, that even for me was like, wow, this, just this real genuine human connection that, because the right music was played, or because this fiddle music that she had some history with, just it really changed who she was in that moment.
That's
Brought
incredible.
her into that moment. Yeah.
That is an incredible story. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Is there anything else that you want to share about music therapy and just, encouraging people to bring it into their lives, into their daily lives?
Well,
Like at all times, not just in times of
at
crisis,
all
but
times. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of like what I have been talking about at presentations over the years is about like creating a playlist, kind of, again, using music intentionally, how you want to feel or what you want to accomplish, and just kind of music to support you. And certainly learning an instrument at any age is a wonderful thing. And maybe we're stuck at our homes and we have a guitar that's not been used, or we have a fiddle that we bought because someday, and all of a sudden, for a lot of people right now, there's that time, and there's endless resources online, and
yes.
that could be something, to really help and help with the time that we have. And let me think. I think one of the other thing I wanted to share was that I have a resource from doing some music in your day home. I did have a day home for a couple of years, and I do music with young children. And so I have a very large resource that I put together. It's called Tips and Tricks for using music in your day home. And so many of us now are day home providers in our own family, or or we're homeschooling. And so I have, if you wanted to visit my website or send me an email, I would be more than happy to share the resources that I have to use music with your babies, with your toddlers, with your preschoolers, because they thrive on music. We all do. But you could talk all day long and the kids could just tune you out. They just get so much information and just kind of get tired of processing it. But if we sing, or if we use an interesting rhythm, we can really get their attention, and it makes things fun.
Oh, fabulous. What is your website then, Heather? Where do we find you?
It is heathercameron.ca, and through there you can email me, or my email is info@heathercameron.ca.
Fantastic. And you have a new CD that's out. You came out to Calgary just last summer and played, and we had a big party here. And so can we get your CD online as well?
Yes, you absolutely can. We can email you download codes, or we could mail you the physical copy. But yes, it would just need to be through the website. You can contact me. Yeah.
Fabulous. Okay. Kayleigh, is there anything else that you want to share to encourage kids to start to play, to just have fun? And like you said, I mean, there's so many things around the house that you can just start to create your own instrument.
Well, this is a funny story that when I was at my grandma's house, we didn't have a playpen for my brother Andrew. And so Grandma said, I wonder if we gave him a pot and a spoon, if that would work to keep him busy, because that's what they did when she was little. And a lot of people don't do that. But if you take a wooden spoon and a pot and you sit babies on it, it'll just like bang and they'll have a great time. And if older kids get one too, then they can have a little jam in the kitchen with pots and pans.
I love it. That's a great idea.
To have fun with their little brothers and sisters when they might not seem that fun stealing their toys and crawling into their rooms all the time.
Fabulous. Thank you. So any chance you guys can pick something up and do a quick play for us?
Oh, we might have something ready for what do you think? Andrew's going to
Alright.
jump for this one.
Okay, awesome.
Kayleigh, I'm going to ask you to stand over here. Or... Sure.
There we go. Let's make sure we have you all in the picture here when you're ready. Hello, Roger.
Hi.
All right, we're going to back up this camera.
Yep, let's back that up so we can get everybody in. Perfect.
How's that, Kayleigh?
Awesome. Okay.
All right, this is pretty cool. So this song is called Never Turning Back, and it was written by Pat Humphries. We recorded it on the CD, and it was one that we did in church as well. And so our minister wrote me and said, can we do this? Can you make this available for the congregation on Sunday? And so we uploaded it to SoundCloud, and it just seems appropriate right now. So. Gonna keep on walking forward. Keep on walking forward. Keep on walking forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on walking proudly. Keep on walking proudly. Keep on walking proudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna show our children courage. Show our children courage. Show our children courage. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Never turning back. Never turning back.
Wow. Woo! That was fabulous. That was fabulous. What an incredible opportunity for us to visit with you. The whole time Andrew was like mesmerized, didn't move, and as soon as you stopped, he was ready to go. Like, wow, that just really shows you the power. Really shows you the power. And to have you guys as a family here with us, really fabulous. So thank you. Thank you all so much. Be well. Look forward to staying connected, and we know how to get a hold of you, and just really, really, truly appreciate you guys taking the time today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mel.
Fabulous to see you. Love you guys.
Bye, Mel. Love you.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye.